Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Illuvial Showcase. Illuvial Showcase aims to help you, the viewer, in your conquest to become the most knowledgeable player in the world about Illuvia. This series will take in each video a specific Illuvial, all the in-depth information, and anything you could possibly want to know to give you an edge, whether it be in the auto-battler, the overworld, or if you're just interested in Illuvia. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down below what kind of content you want to see from me in the future. Have a great day and enjoy the video.
He's the cutest creature in the Halcyon Sea, the most beloved Illuvial, and the stage 1 of the Axolotl line. If you haven't guessed it by now, today's topic of discussion is going to be Atlas. With Atlas being a stage 1 and also a tier 1 Illuvial, that means he is going to be one of the most common Illuvials that we find in set 1. Within the Illuvium universe, there are 5 base affinities: water, fire, air, earth, and nature. Atlas is a water-based Illuvial. There are also 5 base classes. We have the Fighter, Scion, Rogue, Empath, and Bulwark. Atlas is a Bulwark Illuvial. A Bulwark is like a tank. They're taking hits. I also just like to say Bulwark. Bulwark. Speaking of the arena, let's go over some of Atlas's base stats that you'll find in the arena. Stats. Oh, yes. Alright, Atlas has 900 health. I'm going to be putting this graphic up on the screen, courtesy of Illuvial Master. These guys are great. All information I'm getting from this video is most likely coming from illuvialmaster.com or infoilluvial.io. These guys do God's work in the Illuvium community, and if you have not checked out their sites and you want to learn more about Illuvium, do yourself a favor and check them out. They have almost everything that you're going to want to know. Just a quick shout out to those guys because they're awesome! But let's look at this graphic. So we see here, total damage. Atlas has 25 out of a maximum of 300 points total damage. Physical attack damage, 25 again, but this time out of a maximum of 200 points. Energy attack damage, Atlas has 0. Moving on to attack speed, 120 out of 200. Physical resistance and energy resistance are both coming in at 40 out of 100 points. Attack range, 3 out of 60. Dodge, 0. Crit chance, 25 out of 100. Crit amp, 150 out of 200. Energy, 120 out of 200. And movement speed is 2 out of 5. These stats make sense if he is a Bulwark or a tank. He's not going to have much range. He's going to have a little bit more health. Kind of makes sense here. Look at the top right of this graphic, we can see he costs 30 mastery points. Makes sense, he's a tier 1 stage 1 Illuvial. That's a pretty basic amount of mastery points that you're going to be playing for an Illuvial. He's a very basic character. He's not going to be your star of the show. When Atlas does his Omega ability, he's going to shake his head. He summons a water barrier. In this shield, it's going to be 20% of what his maximum health is, plus an additional 200 points, times his Omega power. That shield lasts for 5 seconds. He then gives off a small burst of energy damage in a small area, and that is calculated by 10% of whatever your max health is, times the Omega power. Now, I could be reading this data completely wrong, so please correct me if somebody knows a little bit more about this than me, but from what I'm looking at, this is what his Omega ability seems to do. Knowing the class and the affinity of your Illuvial is going to help you create the best deck possible with the Illuvials that you have in the arena. Now, as I said before, the class and the affinity can help in the arena, but the affinity can also help you when you're in the overworld trying to figure out where you need to go to capture specific Illuvials. Atlas is a water-based Illuvial, so that means you're going to commonly find him in places like Halcyon Sea, maybe Abyssal Basin, maybe even Taiga Boreal. Illuvials will be found in all regions, of course, but there are certain regions that they will be more a dense population, if you will, and that's because of the affinity. They're water-based, they're going to be in more places that are watery. And if you just look at Atlas, he looks like the brainchild of Halcyon C. He looks like Halcyon C created an Illuvial. Got like little, looks like coral coming out of his head. Now you bet your bottom that there's going to be tons of interesting facts and little things to know, little quirks about Atlas that we're going to get to, find out in the future. Right now there's not a ton. One that I do know, I believe it was... maybe it was Grant. I know they did like a playthrough of Illuvium 0 and they did a scan. You kind of scanned Atlas and it gave you a little interesting fact about him. Atlas filters his water through his head, which is why it gives the if you look in the animation, it looks like he has water on the outside of his head. The reason for that being is because he filters water, which is kind of cool. We're a survivor on an alien planet. Don't you think we're gonna need water? I don't know, it's just kind of interesting that there are those little details, the little things that make them who they are. Illuvium is doing that. We don't necessarily have all the details of that, but they're going to have personality, they're going to have emotion, it's just going to be great, and we already know Atlas is cute, he's cuddly, and he seems to be helpful. He's filtering water for us, that's kind of cool, but if there's any more interesting facts or cool things that we learn about Atlas, you can be sure that I'll be making a video on it. But aside from that, I really think we've covered all things Atlas here today, and I appreciate you guys for sticking here to the end. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed what you watched, and if you did, please subscribe, leave a like, and like I said before, let me know down below what you would like to see from me in the future. Have a good day, guys.